Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Good morning. Mic check, mic check. LJ, what's up? Appreciate you all joining this morning. How's everyone? Almost, uh, almost that time to wrap up the end of the week. did uh did you take a trade? Did anyone take a trade yesterday? Paper or live? Paper or live? Yeah, I'm feeling good. Hopefully, I I'm looking forward to seeing what AMD does at the Open. So hopefully we have continuation today. It looks like both AMD and Tesla might push higher today. So we'll see. We'll see. But if it does, man, that will be nice. You said hopefully this is a great day. Yeah. Yeah. I like to finish the week strong. Strong. All right, cool. So did anyone take a trade yesterday? Did anyone take any trades? Live or paper trades? What's up, Island Child Creations? What's up, Priscilla? What I'm going to do is same thing. Every live, pre-market live, I'm going to take a peek at what Tesla's doing currently in the pre-market, and then I'll take a look at scheduled orange folder news, red and orange folder news, excuse me, and then I'll take a look at Tesla specific news and see um, if there's anything there that I should note. And I'm going to, I got a couple of other things I want to talk about too. So, yeah. So Susanna said, yeah, you took Tesla. Island Child Creation said you took small paper trade on AMD. Great, great, great. Red says, why do you think AMD will rise more? That's a good question. And so I've been watching this stock carefully. If you can see on my screen, currently I have a couple of key levels marked out here. Let me pull this over so you can see better. All right, so I have the previous day low and the previous day high, and I have three other key levels marked out here. Now, if you look back and look left, look at the activity. This is Monday. This is Tuesday, and we started uh, off support for the previous day low. We started off support to push higher. We kind of consolidated in the post market, pushed higher in the pre market coming into Wednesday. Nice $7 move on Wednesday. We broke above several key levels here. Several key levels. Obviously, we had a pullback, a reversal that completely wiped away the $7 gain uh, that we had right at the open. But we did a V-shaped reversal in the latter part of the day. And then we just kind of consolidated at that point. So if you box in this activity here, right after this pivot, okay, right after this pivot point, we just consolidated for the latter part of the day. And even into the post market, same thing. Almost pushed higher a little bit toward the close of the post market. Uh, Moving into the pre market today, look at the activity. No new low and no new high. So I'm hoping that we continue to use this key level 182.42 as support to push higher coming into the open today. So we'll see. We'll see. Anything could happen, but here's what gives me greater confidence. If you look at the 15-minute time frame, we have room. I mean, we have plenty room to push higher. Plenty room to push higher on the 15-minute time frame. If I switch to the daily, look at this. Nice. If you were to box in this activity here from 182.54 down to, let's say, 160, actually, let's just do 166. This would be considered consolidation, right? Much of this is consolidation after the pivot, right? After we pivoted at 182. And then now we have this nice push here in August, Wednesday. So nice push to break above on the higher time frame, above all of this consolidation nonsense, all this noise for a push higher. So if we have plenty room, if I switch over to the monthly, you can see we have plenty room here. Let me reset this chart and go here. Nice, nice room all the way up into 228. We could make, new highs. It just depends, right? This could happen. It could happen fast or it could happen slowly, but we do have room to move higher on the higher time frame. So yeah, looking forward to that. I only need to, for me, I'm only looking for, if we go back to the lower time frame on the 15-minute, I'm only looking to break above 185.25 to reach near the previous day high of 186.65. So that's all I'm looking for today. And I think we could definitely do that today. Let's see, what time frame do you trade? So for the break and retest strategy that I use, I enter my trades on the 1 minute time frame. On the 1 minute time frame. On the 1 minute time frame. Let's see. Yeah, good questions. Good questions. All right. So for anyone, if you have to drop for whatever reason, keep in mind you can always DM me for the link to the replays for any live session. All you'll need is just this one single link to access today's replays, past replays, as well as future replays. All right. So don't forget. All right. So let's take a look at Tesla today. Obviously, this is my favorite. Tesla's my favorite. She's a tricky one, but I love her. Right? She's a tricky one. Let's see. So coming into the market today, I want to switch over to the technical view. So up 0.57%, up 0.57%. Susanna says you hate her. Is it a love-hate relationship, Susanna? Is that a love-hate relationship? So yeah, we're up 0.57% coming into today. So yesterday we closed at 339.38. All right, 339.38. So we were down 0.43%. Like I said, we had that quick $7 move right at the open, and then quick reversal to wipe it all away. So maintaining certain key levels in the pre-market today. So pretty confident that we could push higher. Pretty confident we could push higher for Tesla as well as AMD. Now, let's take a look at, I have Truth Social open, so I definitely want to check this site because Trump could drop any tweet or bomb that could move the market. So let's take a quick peek and see if we see anything. 1 minute ago, the U.S. Marshal Service, alongside federal law enforcement agencies and D.C. police, conducted nighttime enforcement operations in D.C. All right, nothing new so far. Made in America delivers manufacturing boom. Declassified emails show James Clapper told intelligence officials. All right, so what was this? An hour ago? Obama Intel chief James Clapper told NSA head to get on board with our story on Russiagate Intel. USDC is just as bad as Trump says it is. All right, so I don't see. Wait, hold on. What is this? Director of National Intelligence, newly classified top secret emails sent on December 22nd, 16, complying with President Obama's order to create the manufactured January 2017 ICA about Russia. Exposed how DNI James Clapper demanded the IC fall in line behind the Russia hoax. Clapper admits that it was a team sport that required compromise on our normal modalities. Now, I'm not sure why the Trump would show classified documents on, like, that's a little strange to me. Redacted classified documents. If this is, yeah, that's a little odd to me. I'm not sure why he would. Comey's Media, blah blah blah. Just checking with see if there's any tariff proposed deals with China. Just any progress updates. I'm just looking for that. Shut it down, bombshell timeline, blah, blah, blah. Clinton corruption probe, district in distress, Washington, D.C., crime rates. Nope. All right, so nothing so far. This was 19 hours ago, so I reached the point that I last checked. All right, so let's take a look at scheduled red and orange folder news, because this scheduled news can move the market either negatively or positively. Coming into today, let me do a quick refresh. Let's see what we have here. I don't see anything today. Trump has a meeting with the Putin today. Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Does anyone know what time that meeting is scheduled? I don't see. Let's see. Let me go here. Trump on Fed, U.S. link to VIT. Why does this say August 13th? Yeah, if anyone knows, let me know what time that is scheduled, because I definitely want to keep an eye out on that. Where's, let's see, Trump on Fed. Nope, that's not it. We want to name a new chairman. All right, so anyway, I'll take a peek at that later. Let's see. Oh, view full details. Let me see if this has it. Trump due to August 13th. So I don't see an update so far for today. Upcoming, let's check August 14th. I don't see anything. U.S. speaker, only speeches that, nope. So I don't see anything for today, but if you guys find out what time Trump is set to meet with Putin, let me know. Let's see. So scheduled news. We only have orange folder news scheduled at 9 p.m. So we're in the clear for the trading session. All right. So no scheduled news during the trading session. So we are in the clear. All right. Let's talk. Let's see what Tesla and AMD is doing so far in the pre-market. Let's see. Currently, Tesla sitting at 341. Still consolidating a little bit here in the pre-market. I like this so far. We are above the previous day high. The previous day low. So it looks like buyers are holding this level. So it looks like they're going to continue to defend this level. They did so yesterday and in the post-market as well as the pre-market so far. So feeling pretty confident that we could push towards 347 and higher. All right, so let's take a look at AMD. And then we'll take a look at Qs and SPY, see what it's doing as well. All right, so AMD, nice. AMD is looking nice as well. Yeah, I like this. So I still have 12 contracts running for AMD. So it would be nice if we can break above 185 today. 185 today is what I'm looking for. Susanna says meeting is at 3:30. Okay, cool. That's Eastern, right? So I'm assuming that'll be 2:30 for me. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I'll be looking out for that. See what he says. Yeah, so far so good for both of these. This will be a nice way to end the week. Okay, cool. Appreciate that, Susanna. Appreciate all the likes. Appreciate all the follows. Appreciate all of you. Thank you for tuning in. Does anyone have any questions so far? Any questions? Do you want to talk about any trades that you took? Do you have any questions about the trades that you took? If you're in the free community, you can feel free to post a screenshot and I can pull it up on my screen and we can talk about it if you want to do that as well. Let me know. Let me know. Yeah, this is looking very nice. Very nice. I love it. I love it. All right. If you don't have any additional questions, I don't have. Let's see. Susanna says, "Are you going to trade live today?" I only have the 12 contracts running for AMD, and then I have two. So let me rewind a little bit. So yesterday I entered 10 new AMD contracts yesterday. All right, and those 10 are still running. And I have two overnight contracts that were running from the previous day's position, right? That I took. So I took 10 the previous day, sold 8, and I have 2 still running. All right. Yesterday I took 10, and I still have those 10 still running for AMD. So I got 12 contracts still running for AMD. So I'm not looking to add any new trades unless AMD falls like it did yesterday. If it falls like it did yesterday, I love these dramatic falls, right? And these dramatic drops in price because I look for the V shape reversals. Man, I love these. So if it does that today, then yeah, I might enter a trade. Right at near the bottom. Once I see buyers starting to step in, I'll enter a new position. But yeah, other than that, if we continue higher, no, I'm not going to enter any new positions today, and I'll probably be done for the rest of the week. Like I probably won't even make any new trades because uh, I'm up 4K so far this week. So I don't feel I don't feel the need to make any additional trades. But I do have a couple of swing trades as well that I talked about early this week and yesterday too. So I have a Tesla swing that's still running. So I got two cons. Is it two cons? I think two cons for that Tesla swing. So that's it. So one Tesla swing, one overnight Tesla, and 2 overnight AMD positions. 12 contracts total for AMD, 2 contracts total for Tesla. That's all I have pending so far. Appreciate you, Susanna. Thank you for the congrats. Yeah, so far this month I'm up 7K. So, um, you know what? I do want to talk about briefly about that. I do want to talk briefly about um, the progress I made this month. And what I want to say, because some of you might find this value, one or more of you might find this valuable, okay? And this might be a big help, okay? So what I want to say about that is be careful about the amount of money that you're putting at risk. And I'm going to repeat something that I said yesterday before I, complete my point. You see the drop? Look at the drop on MB so far. So look at that nice drop here. So we'll see if AMD continues to drop. Uh, I'll be looking for, if we do drop, what I'll be looking for is, you see the wick on this up close candle and then the wick on this down close candle. I'll be looking for buyers to hold this pricing zone. So that's between 179.38, which is the previous day low, and 180.46. So this would be the last line of defense. For my positions, this will be the last line of defense. So if we don't defend that, then I'll exit the positions. If we do, then I'll hold them because they don't expire until 8 days now, 8 days from today. So I have plenty of time to hold those and give them room to run, because I showed you on the higher time frames why I believe this stock is going to push higher, because there's plenty of room and you want to take advantage. If I switch back over to the monthly, you see, if we start, so for August, the wick for this monthly candle for August is 158.57. Do you see where we are today? We're currently at 183, right? 183 or 182. I think we just dropped to 182. So let's just round it up to 180, right? So from 160 to 180 is a $20 move. And when I talk about, let me log into this too, because I want to make sure you all can see this. Let me log into Thinkorswim. Give me just a second. Bear with me just a moment. Let me log in. Yeah, because one or more of you might find this very, very valuable. Let's see here. Okay, what's that? And this. All right. All right, so take a look at this. Let's take a look at this. Can you all see this screen clearly on TikTok? Hopefully everyone can see this clearly on TikTok. So I'm in Tesla. You said a little. All right, let's see. Let me try to zoom in. Okay, so hopefully that's better, bringing May flowers. Is that better for you? All right, so I'm in Thinkorswim, and I'm going to show you all one thing here to complete my point. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. I'm going to pull up the option chain for Tesla. And let's take a look at this August 29th. Nope, you know what? Let's do 29 days. Let's go to September 12th. All right, so this September 12th option doesn't expire until 29 days from today. 29 days from today. Now, the point I want to make, I'm going to make it right after I show you these contracts. All right, so I'm going to scroll down. I'm looking at the delta column here. This number that you see, 0 point da da da, represents a dollar amount. So $39, $35, 32, 28, and so forth. All right, 32, 28. And if you click more, again, I'm in Thinkorswim, you can see other contracts as well. All right. So if I just pick the $20 or 0.20 delta contract, how much is one contract? Well, it's $495. $495. Now, if you were to buy this one contract, okay, and I want to talk about risk and managing your positions and your overall brokerage account. And I'm giving you an example of what I do, how I manage my account. All right. So this is from my own personal experience, and one or more of you might find this valuable. And again, the replay will be available. So if you don't have access to the link already, just DM me if you need to want to rewatch this again. All right. So my point is that this one Tesla contract that doesn't expire for 29 days is $495. Okay, $495. And this delta number, what this means is for every dollar move that Tesla makes. So in other words, price can only go in two directions, right? We're going to keep this explanation simple. Price can only go in two directions. So if I enter a position towards the upside, for every dollar move toward the upside that Tesla makes, I'm going to make $20. Okay, on this position of 495. If I took a position toward the downside, same thing, just in reverse. Every dollar move to the downside would bring me $20. All right, for every dollar. Now, for those of you who find it challenging to day trade, I highly recommend you look into taking or considering trading longer term positions like this that I'm pointing out in this demonstration. Now, let's take a look at Tesla. Let's take a look at Tesla on the chart. I'm going to move over to the monthly time frame. So I'm on the monthly time frame. All right. This is how you can calculate how much money you can expect to make if you enter a position. So when I enter a position, I'm not just picking something willy-nilly or just randomly. This is all strategy. Okay. This is all strategy. So what I do is I calculate how much money I'm putting at risk and what's comfortable for me. So the dollar amount that's comfortable for me obviously might be different for you all, but you want to select a dollar amount that's comfortable for you. Now, for me, that's anywhere between $100 to $1,000 of my own money. All right. Now, if I'm going to risk at $1, I expect to make $2. That's a risk reward ratio of 1 to 2. All right. For every dollar I'm looking to risk, I want to make $2 in return. All right. So let's see. Susanna says also President Trump is scheduled to deliver remarks at 1 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be 12 p.m. Central. The market is tanking. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm trying to see. I don't see any. Let's go to. Let's do this. Let's take a quick peek at the market news really quick. Canada, 2 minutes. Ukraine says Eastern Front stabilized, U.S. producer, U.S. Weekly. I'm taking a quick peek to see if I see anything that might be causing a drop. Let's see. Jobless claims, Lithium America falls, I don't see anything so far. I don't see Market Watch. Clash of Titans, why both Bulls, Bears, Paramount. Oh, Let's check Dow Jones Newswire. 3 minutes. Wholesale prices. Smith. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. So, and a lot of times, by the time we, as common folks, see the news, the market has already reacted. So we'll just have to, there's nothing I can do coming into the market opens. So I'll just have to wait until the market opens. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see. I don't see anything else. Trading. Let me just flip through these really quick. Nope. Nice. Nope. Coil. Da da da. Nope. And let me check one more. On holdings correction. Nope. Okay. All right. So yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I'll just have to wait and see what happens. Let me check AMD. Let's go over to the 15. Okay, cool. So buyers are starting to step in. Hopefully you all can see this on the chart on TikTok. All right, so yeah, we do see buyers stepping in. So we dropped right to that level that I just mentioned earlier, right? So 180 is the range, right? 180 to 179.38. That's the range. So as long as buyers continue to step in, I actually wanted this retest. I wanted to make sure. I wanted further confirmation that we were going to continue higher. And seeing this retest, if we continue to push, bounce from this area, that gives me even greater confidence that we'll continue to push higher. Even if we consolidate for today, once we open Friday, there might be a big move before the end of the week. So we'll see. We'll just see what happens. All right. So back to where was I? Okay, back to, oh no, I was looking at Tesla. Let's go back. Ooh, look at Tesla. That's a big drop. This level here for Tesla is a key point of resistance. So buyers need to defend this level if we're going to be confident that Tesla will continue to push higher. So this is a key level I marked out from the higher time frame because Tesla tried 5 to 6 times to break above this key level of 334. Let's just round up to 335. And we finally broke above 335 Monday. All right. So Monday is when we broke above. So we did so in the pre-market, Monday's pre-market, and then we continued once the market opened. So you can see Tuesday, we defended this key level of resistance, and then we're doing so again today. So a little bit of consolidation if you box this in. All right, box out the top and then box off the low. And you can see just pretty much consolidation so far. So we just need to wait, be patient, let Tesla choose a direction. All right, so if we break above or below, then that will give us direction. Okay, so we just need to be patient and wait and see. Just Sell Plate says, I see you still trying to teach as a beginner. Man, what do you got against me, man? Like, I'm helping people, sharing everything that I'm learning for free, man. It's like I'm paying it forward. All right. So if you have a problem with that, I'm not sure what reason you would want to be in this live session, man. Let's see, King Coffee, what's up, man? Let's see, you said where do I start? I'm not even on the alphabet other than getting a new laptop for it. Yeah, no worries, King. Like, man, I'm happy to help. I can answer any questions Happy to answer any questions that you may have and just share with you exactly everything that I've been learning and will continue to learn. So that's the goal. Yeah, so don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And by the way, you don't need to learn A through Z uh, before you start to become profitable with day trading stock options. I want to make that very clear to everyone who's tuning in. You do not have to learn A through Z before you start making money or being profitable as a trader of stock options. Okay, you just need to know how to manage money. I'm 46 years of age. Okay, I want to make this absolutely clear. I'm very good at managing money. I've always been. All right, so when it comes to managing money, this is why I understand how to do that. So I succeed because I'm very good at managing money. All right, so you only need to be self controlled, disciplined, and know how to manage your money. Okay, so that's managing your risk and effectively managing your positions. And this is exactly the point that I'm talking about today. Let's see. LJ says news came out that tanked the market at 8:30. PPI and unemployment claims. Let's take a peek. Yeah, interesting. Oh, I missed it. I was scrolling down. I missed it. Here it is, right here. I was at the bottom of the screen. Look. All right, so yeah, we had a couple of news that dropped. Let's see, 7:30. And this is exactly the reason why I said to stay abreast with scheduled news because it could negatively or positively impact the market. So that's why we check scheduled news every single day because this has can have immediate impact on the market. All right, so you want to plan around it to make sure uh, you're not negatively impacted your position if you're considering to taking a position, that is. Let's see. So core PPI, let me do a refresh. See what we have here. Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't see the Trump speaks because this Forex Factory will show when the president is scheduled to speak or any Fed member because this is the economic um, this is a source for all the economic news. So I was wondering why I didn't see that. But yeah, so here we are. But this isn't bad. Unemployment, the forecast was 225. We came in just shy, 224. So we might have tanked. This might just be temporary. So let's see what, yeah. So we just had a quick spike in activity. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. What's up, Jackie? Jackie says, please continue with your class. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Say don't stop the flow, right? Let's see, and we have Trump. Yeah, speaking at 12. So we'll keep an eye out on that. All right, we'll keep an eye out on that. But after that, no more scheduled news. Yeah, I'm wondering why this is 0.9%. It was forecasted at 0.2. Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna check into this and see why the drop. Because now I'm a little curious about that. Normally you'll see like a spike, a higher spike, not a drop when we're near the forecasted or projections. But yeah, I'll check into that later. But yeah, so back to the point that I was explaining earlier about effectively managing your money, your position, and your brokerage account. Right now, if we take a look at the higher time frame, I'm looking at Tesla. All right, let's navigate to the monthly time frame. Did I already have that up? All right, let's take a look at Tesla. Okay, now look at the month of August. All right, at its lowest point, the price was at 294.61. 294.61. And where is price at currently? Currently, price is sitting at 339. 339. Okay. So if we round up 298, so let's just say 300, all right, to 339, that's a $40 move. That's a $40 move. So I was talking about how I calculate, uh, you know, my plans for entering a position. So if we go back to Thinkorswim, and you take a look at these lower delta contracts. So for anyone, if you feel like trading Tesla is too expensive, or like the higher delta contracts are too pricey, then you could check out the lower delta contracts. I've traded them consistently for the past 3 months and was able to accumulate 4,000 a month just trading the lower delta contracts. Okay. All right. So the delta in this demonstration is 0.20. So for every dollar move, you can expect to make $20 for your position, for this particular position. All right. So let's do the math. Let me come over here, bring up the calculator. So this is very easy to do. Very easy to do. All right. So if that's a $40 move, then we just multiply that by the $20, because every dollar move we make 20. So we multiply that by 20. That's $800 that you could have made so far, right? $800. So just imagine that. And this is with a $495 contract. One Tesla contract that doesn't expire for 29 days. Okay. This is the beauty of trading stock options, and how your money can just begin to grow exponentially. And so the goal is to make sure you're getting in at the right time. You're entering your trades at the right time, and not allowing yourself to fall into the trap of trading your P&L. If you're jumping into a trade and you're nervous about losing money, then that means you've chosen an amount that's too high. You've chosen a position that's too high. You want to feel the same feeling that you have when you're paper trading, right? No, little to no emotional connection whatsoever when you enter a position. You want to be solely focused on managing the position, right? And, implementing the strategy, whatever strategy you choose to use to trade with, all right? King Coffee, what's up, man? You said which platform is best? I've heard of Henko Trade. I listen. I have no idea of how Henko Trade works. I tell people to just do a little research to understand the pitfalls, like the pros and cons of the brokerage platform that you decide to choose. Because some brokerages, they charge more for order flow, for filling your orders. All right, and some charge less. So some have even additional commissions and fees that you might have to pay. So it just depends. And then there's different brokerages that have various features. Some of them will have features that's distinct to that particular brokerage that others do not have. Okay, so you just have to kind of take a look and compare. I use Thinkorswim. You might notice an average of, let's say, 66 cents per trade or per contract. They'll charge you 66 cents per contract. So you can look around and see, well, do other people charge less or more than 66 cents? And then if you like Robinhood, for example, I don't have a problem with Robinhood, but many people did when they were trading, what is that, GME, GameStop, because they completely froze everybody out. All right. So, check the disclosures and see, does the platform allow such behavior? And if they do, then, at least you'll know ahead of time, because no one could do anything. They froze everyone out. So those are some things to look for. Hopefully that answered your question, King. All right. So that $20, that one contract for $500, basically. So if your trade fails, do you owe 800? That's a good question, bringing Mayflowers. Let me show you. Managing your position requires a few things, right? A few simple things to do. If I'm entering a position that costs me $500, right? $500. Before you enter the position, what we need to do is uh, determine beforehand what our target is and what our max stop loss limit will be. Now, for each of us, that number may look different. It may be different. For me, that number is 10 to 20% max, 10 to 20%. And that depends on my entry. That depends on my entry. So if we're using that one Tesla contract in, for example, $500, 10% of that is $50. 10% of that is $50. Okay. So you're welcome, King. So if we enter that position with that one Tesla contract, and let's say we enter, remember, $1 move, every dollar move, you're going to lose $20 if the stock begins to move against you, right? So let's say we enter. Remember, the stock price started at 298. 290. Let's just round it up to 299. All right. Actually, let's just use 300 for this demonstration, for this example. All right. So 300 is where the stock started in August this month. All right. So let's say you got in at 305. You got in at 305. 305. If the stock begins to move against you, once you get in at 305, you're only going to lose $20 for every dollar move against your position. Does that make sense? So if we start at 305, if we enter at 305 and we drop to 304, you only lost $20. If your stop loss limit is like mine and it's 10%, well, you have, $2 more basically to play with. You have a buffer to play with. And so that's how I manage my position. I have these numbers predetermined in mind, if that makes sense. Brittany Mayflower says, yes, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah. So you want to have that number predetermined. Don't allow your position to be too large, beyond your comfort. That number that you pick needs to be a number that you have little to no emotional connection towards. And then you can concentrate on just managing the position. So I showed everyone yesterday the position that I was in for AMD. I made, with that $7 move, made me $2,000 that day, yesterday, right? Took me as high as $2,000. And then the drop, the reversal, right at the top, we reversed, and it took away the $7. So now from the 2K, I'm down like $1,300. I'm down to $1,300. Now, that's almost a 50% move against my position, but that's $2,000 of the house's money that I just made. $2,000 of the house's money. Would I risk 50% of my own position? No. Okay, no, not of my own position. If it's my own position, right, the money that I'm coming into the trade with, then I'm only going to allow myself to risk 10 to 20%. Okay, 10 to 20%. But if I'm playing with the house's money and I believe the stock is going to continue to climb higher, I'll sit through this pullback because I'm looking at the higher time frames to confirm, yeah, this is just an expected pullback, but we will continue higher. So I'm going to stay in this position and ride it out. And so you would do the same even if you started and entered your position at 305. If you entered at 305, you have your predetermined stop loss limit. So if it moves $2 against you, then you only lost $40. Your stop loss limit is 50. You could even give it, $50 to $60. Okay. So you got time, you got room. And what is your target? Well, that number again might look different between all of us. But my number is 1 to 2 risk reward ratio. So for every dollar I risk, I want to make $2 in return. And I want to make a clear distinction about that $500 position. Just because we spend $500 to enter a trade does not mean that we're going to allow ourselves to risk the entire $500 position. Okay. If you're day trading, you can manage this more effectively. But if you're swing trading, meaning you're taking longer term positions, in this demonstration, we looked at a contract that doesn't expire for 29 days. If losing $500 is uncomfortable, if the thought of losing $500 is uncomfortable, then you would need to choose a cheaper contract. Okay. You would not choose the 495. You would select a cheaper option. Okay. So you'd select more, you'd click more and continue to scroll down till you found an amount that you feel comfortable with and little to no emotional connection with. All right. So I hope this explanation provided some one or more of you, extreme value to help you manage your positions. Because this is what I do every single day. And the reason my trades have been so successful is partly, obviously, because of what the market is doing, because the trades can also not work out. You could be correct in terms of your analysis, but the trade sometimes just may not work out. So my analysis was correct, and the trade also has to work out, right? And so when those two things align, I'm making money. And so my average, so far trading these cheaper contracts, I'm only making $4,000 to $5,000 a month. But this month in August, I'm already up $7,000 so far. So hopefully that makes sense to everyone. If you have any questions, let me know, and we can drill down further. Let's see. Herbotanical. I love the handle, by the way. You said, how much would you have paid to enter at 305? For me, the number that I showed you, because my range is between $100 to $1,000. If I showed you my brokerage account, you might ask, well, how come you don't risk more? Like, you can afford it. And I'm trying to show people, like, this is about managing money. It's not just about trying to chase after getting these large bags that you might like. My mentor is making, he's making like 100,000 a week. You'll see him make, over $10,000 a trade. So he's getting anywhere between 50 to 100K a week. And but he's been doing it for a long time. I'm still testing because I've just started trading. I just started day trading the end of April. And people are hearing me explain these concepts. And because I have a level of confidence and understanding, they're like, man, it sounds like a lot of people tell me, it sounds like you've been trading. No, I just have a good understanding of how money works. I've been learning about money for a long time. Okay. I've been very fascinated with it. And I was very stingy back in the day when I was a young kid. All right. I wouldn't even like to spend money, but I digress. I'm not going to, go off on a tangent with that. But my point is I've learned how to manage money and I've been very good at it. I use tools to manage my expenses. I keep track of every single penny that comes in and goes out. Okay. I have an app. I use Rocket. What is it? Rocket Money. Rocket Money. That's an awesome app. Okay. Awesome app. It'll show you increases in different subscriptions or bills, utilities, expenses. And it's like, hey, Netflix just increased its subscription fee. So yeah, I manage my money effectively. I don't play. Like, I'm really tedious about managing money. But the position I would have used is this 0.20 delta contract that I just showed you. $500. And that's exactly what I did this month in August. I threw that money out there because that's what I can throw out there in the marketplace, given my thesis. I'm like, yo, let me throw this out there and see if it works, right? And so I did that with AMD and Tesla. AMD brought me $800, almost $900 just today. Okay, I stopped out at $700 for that AMD one. and it only cost me $300. That $300 made me 2.5 times more, right? So remember, I said I want to get to 1 to 2, that 1 to 2 ratio, risk to reward ratio. That's exactly what it did, and I exited the position once it started to move against me. So I locked in those gains, if that makes sense. Did I answer your question, Herbotanical? Let's see. Blue, what's up, Blue? I haven't seen you in a minute. Have you been? How have you been? Let's see. So, which contract are you looking to enter today? I'm already in positions today, Blue. I'm already in. You know, they used to call my father Blue, and I love that nickname. They used to call him Blue. Um, I didn't understand why. I never asked them why they called him that, but everybody called him Blue. They was like, "What's up, Blue?" But yeah, so I'm not entering a position today because I already have positions running. I have one swing trade running for a Tesla. Like I just said, I mentioned I closed out of my AMD swing trade yesterday on that $7 move higher. Closed out of it, locked in those gains. So I net gain, it was almost 900, but I left out with 700. And then my Tesla swing is still running. So I have two cheaper contracts running for it. So if it moves today, then I'll make some money. But I need to make a decision on it because that position expires Friday. It expires Friday. So I have until the close of session Friday to make a decision. All right. So if it's a loser, then I'm just going to have to cut it. But if it's making money, hopefully it makes that money today. And then I can go ahead and exit that trade or that position today. And then for the day trade, I already have 12 AMD contracts still active, still running. And these are just positions I took as a day trade, but because of the way the stock moved, I decided to hold on to these and let them run. All right, so these are overnight. You can consider these like a 1 day swing, 1 to 2 day swing if you want. Naomi, what's up? Were you here yesterday, Naomi? I didn't see you or maybe I forgot. My memory is not the greatest. Good morning. You said, so I just got Thinkorswim, but the 30-day guest pass, I tried to paper trade. Great. That's awesome, Naomi. I'm glad you did. Let's see. You said, where are the contracts located? So you should see, let me zoom out. Now it's going to depend which Thinkorswim application you're using. I'm currently logged in the browser. So you can see I'm in the web browser. So I logged into Thinkorswim from the web browser. The application, if you downloaded the application, it's going to look different. But if you log into the web browser, I can walk you through. Otherwise, I can go to my other computer where I have the desktop application installed, and I can create a step-by-step guide and send that over to you. So let me know. It'll show you a visual screenshots of where to go, so you know exactly what to click on and what you should expect to see. But if you're logged into the web browser, you'll see. Let me zoom in, scroll over. You'll see a couple of buttons over in the left-hand side. You have positions, trade, chart, scans, and all you have to do is click on trade. Once you click on trade, you will have in the main pane on the right here, not the left. So this is the left navigation pane. This is the main window broken into 2 columns, right? So you have the far left column and then the right column, right? This right column. So left column of the main pane and then the right column. So in the right column of the main pane, you'll need to obviously navigate to the correct stock. So you can use the search field above to type in your ticker name. So I type in Tesla, select Tesla. This is the information you will see on the screen. Same setup. All right. And then you simply scroll down if you have to, depending on the size of your screen. I'm on a TV screen, so I don't have to scroll. but you're looking for the row labeled option chain, and these are where the contracts are. So you have a row of different expirations, right? There's so many rows because there's different expirations that you can take advantage of. And the further out, the higher the price of the contract. So the further out you go, the higher the price will be, even for the cheaper contracts, because you're buying time. That's why, if you were wondering. Herbotanical says, yes, thank you. Okay, cool. Blue 14 says, LOL. Are you laughing about the what I said earlier? Naomi says, on the web browser. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that's where you would go. Let me scroll down, make sure. Herbotanical says, is that futures? No. So these are just stock options. These are stock options. These are stock options. Appreciate all the likes and all the follows. Thank you, everyone, for joining. Hope you're finding value or continue to find value in these sessions. If so, continue to tap in. And also feel free to provide suggestions and feedback on what you'd like me to cover during these live sessions, because I have a pretty set agenda. And then after I cover that, that's pretty much it. But yeah, for these, I like to do, a Q&A and answer as many questions as possible. Fly you, what's up? All right, any other questions? Did I get everyone? Looks like I got everyone. BP Meek says, can you cover calls and puts? Yeah, what questions specifically do you have? Naomi says, the 100, what does that mean? You know what? I'm not exactly sure what that means. I'm not exactly sure what this 100 means. I think now, given the context, I think the 100 means because every option contract, I can't even talk now. Every option contract, for one single option contract, you control 100 shares. But that's just speculation. I'm not sure. I'd have to look this up. Let me do a screenshot and put it in Chat GPT. See what it says. Let's see. I'm gonna do a screenshot and throw it in the Chat GPT and see what it says. Let's see. Blue 14 says, are you buying contracts on red days? I buy contracts on any day because as an options trader, you can make money in either direction. So, yeah, in either direction. If the trend is trending down or trending up, I'll enter a position based on the strategy that I use, which is the break and retest. So as long as it meets the criteria, yeah, I'll enter a trade. Let's see. So ChatGPT, guess what? So here's what ChatGPT says about the 100. Now, keep in mind, ChatGPT could be wrong, but here's what it says, and I'll look this up later today to confirm if this is accurate or not. But here's what ChatGPT says. Let me pull it up on the screen. So I just screenshotted and pasted in the ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT 5, which is more advanced and more accurate, more powerful. I do have the paid subscription. But anyway, so it says the 100 refers to the option contract multiplier in U.S. equity options. One contract typically. See, I was right. Can I throw up my Shador arm with the watch? Yeah, legendary. That's legendary. All right, I don't want to toot my own horn or pat myself on the back. All right, but yeah, so that's it. That's what I figured. I was just using the context clues, so I figured that's what it meant. Boston, appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm just being silly. Uh, man, because why is everybody hating on Shador right now, man? Like that's I mean, it's crazy. Like this young man is just trying to. There's so much hate from people. Like even just sell plays the way he comes in and tries to interrupt, and I'm just like, what did I do to you? I'm just trying to help. Are you like, like what is it? You know what I'm saying? That's operating in people that makes them like, I just want this person to fail. I don't want people to do good or even attempt to improve themselves. And I'm like, man, when you learn something, why gatekeep? Like, why not share with other folks so they can, also, win as well? So it's weird. BP, what's up, BP Meeks? Getting started realistically, how much should I start with and how many stocks should I watch daily? Good question. And Blue 14 says, thanks for the teaching. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. Um, BP Meeks, that's a good question. We were just talking about that earlier. And so feel free to DM me for the replay, all right? DM me for the replay, but I'll give a quick recap. This, to answer your question, that's discretionary. That's up to you. What I was explaining earlier is I said when you begin to practice day trading, stock options via paper trade, you should pick a number that is comfortable for you where you won't feel any emotional connection to, right? Very little to no emotional connection to that dollar amount. So whatever your budget is, whatever that is. So for example, would you care if you lost $50? Would you care if you lost $100? Or would it really bother you? If someone pickpocketed you, it took your wallet and you had $200 in there, would you be like livid? Like, would you be so like stressed out? Because that $200 you spent like the last 6 months saving up that $200 and you had plans for it. Whatever that amount is, okay, you need to choose an amount that you have very little to zero emotional connection with. For me, that number is a range, $100 to $1,000. I could throw that in a market and not blink. And so that number will look different, depending on the person. So whatever that number is, that's the amount that I would begin trading with. First, practice with paper trades, then transition to live trading with that same amount. Because you don't want to focus on whether you're losing money or not, because you're going to lose some money at some point. Even when you enter trades, you might experience a brief drawdown on the position after you enter the trade. So yeah, how many contracts will be decided based on your budget, right? So if your budget is if your budget is, let's say, $200, then the example here, let's go to the 1 day. If your budget is $100, I'm on Tesla right now. So if your budget is $100, then you'd have to choose the 0.11 Delta contract, which is only $83. Oops, sorry. $83 for the 0.11 Delta contract. So if you were trading Tesla, I'm just using this as an example. If you were trading Tesla, you would have to, select this particular contract because that's within your budget. And it's only $83. Does that answer your question? Blue says, I got to go. See you later. And thanks for your time. You're welcome. You're welcome. BP Meeks says, yes, appreciate you sharing your knowledge. You're very, very welcome, BP Meeks. Very, very welcome. Any other questions? That's it for me. The market is going to open here in about 10 minutes. So if there's no additional questions, we could end the live here. Remember, if you need access to the replay, just DM me and I will send you a link to access all the replays. So thank you all for joining. Thank you all for support. Thank you all for your likes and for the follows. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Any other questions? I'll hang back for one more minute, see if you all have any additional questions. I'll hang back for one more minute. Give some people some time to type in your questions if you have any. Now, Friday, FYI, Friday, I might not. I'm still trying to decide if I'm going to keep doing these every day because I still want to have my time freedom. So I'm still struggling to decide if I'm going to do these every day, but I at least want to do them do these live sessions, at least twice a week minimum, at least twice a week. So, what is a delta? Good question, Naomi. So a delta, I'm going to give you a simple explanation. Simple explanation. All right. There's these variables that can negatively or positively impact your position. All right. Now, depending on the strategy you choose and the length of time you select, you may not even worry about these at times. Okay. But they can positively or negatively impact your position anytime you enter into a trade. All right. And there's much to learn about these. And they're called the Greeks. They're called the Greeks. And so there's a few of them, right? There's delta, gamma, vega, and so on. I think there's 5 total. And each of these is built into how you make money and lose money. All right. The only thing that you really need to know right now is that these are variables that could either positively or negatively impact your position, right? It's going to either help you make money and make money exponentially, or lose money and lose money exponentially. All right. Now, ideally, the closer you get to expiration, if I zoom out here so you all can see these rows. Oh, snap. Let me zoom in a bit. The closer you get to expiration, so you can see the numbers, the information within the parentheses represents time till expiration, time till expiration. So you have plenty options to choose from. But you need to know the closer you get to 0 day, that's when those Greeks will really start to play a significant role in negatively impacting your position. Now, the delta Greek is the role that it plays. Let's talk about that. I did explain this earlier, but I'm going to explain this to you because you might have just tuned in. The delta, the numbers that you see in this column, they represent whole dollar amounts. So you see it displayed here as 0.76. It looks like 76 cents. And you might hear other traders refer to that, and they'll say, "Oh, I'm getting 50 cents on each con now," or "I'm getting $1 for each con now." This is the number that they're referring to. All right. So this number here represents 75. And as you scroll down, so on, right? This is $12 all the way up to $75. Now, what does this mean exactly? This means for every dollar move the stock makes, you will make this amount of money per dollar movement. All right. So whether you enter a position toward the upside or enter a position toward the downside, for every dollar the stock moves in that direction, all right, you'll make, if we use this for an example, you'll make $34 for every dollar it moves. For every dollar the stock moves against your position, you'll lose $34. So on average, traders typically trade between 0.45 and 0.65. They'll trade these. So you can see how quickly you can lose significant money if you buy these contracts. Because for every dollar move, so when it's moving against your position, you're like, man, why am I losing so much money? This is why. So you can easily calculate this ahead of time before you choose these deltas. So you can plan ahead of time before you choose your contract and see which one is better for you. All right. So Herbotanical says, if you choose a contract on a future day, how are you predicting how the market will go? Well, we can't predict. We can't predict, right? That part, there's too many variables involved. There's too many variables involved. But there are patterns. All right. There are patterns. I believe that's what you mean. What are the patterns we're looking for that gives us confidence? Okay, notice the terms that I'm using. What are the patterns that are being presented on the chart that gives a trader confidence that a particular trend may continue? That's what we're looking at, because this is not guesswork. This is not gambling, right? There's a clear distinction between gambling and how you can identify these particular patterns in the market, because they happen so many times throughout the day and throughout the week and throughout the month, right? And so once you identify these patterns based on your strategy, all right, there's thousands or so many strategies you could choose from. All right, your strategy will determine the pattern that's ideal for you to enter and exit your position. So, to answer your question simply, the technical analysis you do when you look at the chart will show you the pattern based on your setup, right? The setup I use or strategy I use is the break and retest. So, I'm looking for the conditions that meet that strategy to help me decide if there's going to be continuation or not. Naomi says, "Oh, I get it now. Thank you. You're so very welcome. You're so very welcome." Um, Let's see. Herbotanical says, for every $1 the market moves, you will lose 34 cents. Was that what you said in the example? Yeah, exactly. So 34 cents, aka $34. So yeah, if you say 34 cents, that's exactly what you mean, $34. So if the market moves in your favor, every dollar it moves in your favor, you're going to earn $34 for every dollar it moves in your favor. For every dollar the stock moves against you, you're going to lose that amount. So that's what that delta column is. And so I've been encouraging people to look very carefully at this column to budget or to plan your trading. So if you have a budget, let's say you've just saved up $500, and you want to, maybe you want to enter a trade with 300, or maybe you want to do 500. Well, you could choose a 0.50 delta contract if you're looking to make more money and make more money quickly. But you also have to keep in mind, if the stock moves against you, you're going to lose $50 for every dollar move. So if you want to have a little bit more tolerance through those reversals or pullbacks, choose the cheaper delta contract, because then you can sit longer through those pullbacks. Because if it moves a dollar against you and you have a 0.12 delta contract, well, you're only going to lose $12. Now, true, when it moves a dollar in your favor, you're only going to make $12, but making money is the point, right? You just want to start flipping $1 into $2. So that's the actual goal. Yeah. So let's see. You says Herbotanical says, got it. Cool, cool, cool. And you said, are those delta columns only on Thinkorswim? I was going to use Webull, but haven't decided yet. No, there's these are available in any brokerage. And what they'll do is, where is that? Where is it? Is it not available on the web? Okay, so on now, every brokerage will be slightly different, right? But in the app, the Thinkorswim app is, excuse me, the Thinkorswim desktop application provides more options. But you can see here that there will be a setting on that particular screen, whether it's Robinhood or Webull, Thinkorswim, IBKR, what have you, and they'll let you know what columns are available to add. So here, I've added the delta column. You have the theta. Can you all see that? Hold on, let me zoom in. You have the theta, you have the vega, and the gamma and the delta. So I'm only looking for the delta at this point. So I just added the delta column. So yeah, it should be available. That's pretty standard because that's for many traders, they want to see that because they want to monitor that very carefully and calculate it. Oh, nice push. Nice push higher for Tesla. Ooh, look at AMD. Ooh. We dropped all the way down to 179. 179. So look, we retested the previous day low, like I said, and now we're pushing higher. So we'll see. We'll just have to stay tuned and see if buyers continue to step in and push the price higher. So we'll just have to stay tuned and see. But yeah, you're welcome, Herbotanical. So if that's it, everyone, that completes this live session. So I will drop here. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Thank you all for the questions. And that's it. It's your man Ace. I'm gonna drop the mic right here. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll potentially see you tomorrow. But I think I won't be going live tomorrow. But it's tentative. If I do, it'll be the same time. All right. See you all later. Later.